Hi, beloved. It's day 5 of the 10-day live video challenge that I signed up to participate in. And actually, I did the challenge yesterday, but didn't show up here. So I thought I'd share those two things with you. The first thing is the challenge was random acts of kindness. And then the second one, why I didn't do it yesterday, or at least go live. So the challenge in Helen Martin's challenge, I'm using the word challenge a lot, is random acts of kindness. So if you haven't done that before, basically looking for opportunities to help someone that you don't know in an intentional way. You help them out. It could be financial, it could be service, it could be a gift. It could, there's really a gamut of different things. So anyway, one of the things that I decided to do while we were out and about doing errands is just look for opportunities. Pretty simple, right? And there was a man in our parking lot facilitating funds to raise for their rescue mission for the homeless community, especially those who are struggling with addictions. And so it was really great to be able to pop on in and grab something to support them with. So the big reason the thing is, I don't know about you, random acts of kindness kind of bothers me. Not that it's a great thing to do, but more so I know personally I need to be more intentional about doing things like that. And so something that's been helpful, and I know I have a lot of room to grow here, is simply being intentional about keeping that in mind when I go out. What are opportunities to help someone, to actually be of service? And another simple way that at least our family's done that is we simply keep an envelope of cash in our car, because we tend to do card. I'm sure you might too. And so that made it a lot easier to actually do things like that because I'm prepared. I've already got it set aside for that purpose. And in fact, I'm going to go on a little tangent. And again, this is an area I need to grow, but who knows? You might also be open to the idea. A few years ago, one of our pastors, or maybe it was a few months ago, it's all a blur, gave a talk about the idea of how you can be more intentional about being prepared to give. And so something that he and his wife do is they actually set aside a fund in their account each month that they have it intentionally for giving. So as needs come up, they're able to jump on it, provide a meal, help with the ministry, help their neighbor, different things like that. And I thought it was a really good reminder. That's something that we're aspiring to do in our household. But another reminder to myself about how can I already build in that intentional buffer where I have that mental space that I want to be able to help someone. And it doesn't always have to be financial, but I have the mental and the physical space to actually jump on it and be there versus always feeling frazzled, like I've got to go somewhere else. So anyway, that's a little challenge for you, is consider what are some ways you can build in some white space so you can be intentional for those random acts of kindness. And the reason I didn't come on today, or yesterday, is because something that my family's been doing for over a year now is we've been trying to take time for Sabbath because it's really life-giving. And so for us, that means disconnecting from emails, social media. We have low commitments. We don't really go out of our way to do a lot of things other than having quality time together. We do low cooking. We sleep in, super late, 7 a.m., but different things like that. And that's been really life-giving. And so for me, deciding to hit pause on this challenge of showing up for 10 days straight was worth it because it's important to take that time to step away. So anyway, the two things I've shared with you today are random acts of kindness. So if you haven't yet, consider ways to be more intentional so you can be kind, I guess you could say. And then another thing is, if you haven't yet, I encourage you to consider taking a Sabbath where you just prioritize a chunk of time. And if you need to start small, maybe an afternoon, maybe a morning, but where your purpose there is to not do, but to be. So doing things that fill you up. What that might be restful for you. That might be running. For me, that's not. It might be hanging out with your family. And there's my son. It might be watching a movie. It could be a lot of different things. But giving yourself that white space to rest and not have to work. Because it's so worth it. And I know personally we're a lot more effective and a lot more energized when we get back together again. So feel free to pop on in the comments if you watch this as a replay. You can tag replay. Or if you have any comments about what are some things that you've done as a random act of kindness that doesn't feel weird to talk about. That was one of my challenges. Or the last thing, if you enjoy taking a Sabbath. And I'll be back tomorrow sharing about a really cool book that's really impacted the way that I approach life. And I hope it'll be helpful for you too, because if you're a book nerd, bring it on. So thank you for joining me. And as always, you can live intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. See you next time. Bye.